Brain's Neurospine Hospital is working hard to prevent head injuries and to make the Bangalore city a safe city. Brains is a unique boutique center for the brain and spine disorders. When a head injury happens, a series of events will take place. One is called the primary impact, that happens within few seconds after the injury, where there can be injury to the brain, there could be bleeding inside the brain, there could be injury to the other parts of the body as well. But when a person becomes unconscious, a series of secondary damages will happen because of lack of oxygen, lack of blood supply, and lack of glucose to the brain. Brain is a very highly sensitive organ. If more than 3 to 5 minutes the brain doesn't get oxygen or the blood supply or the glucose for its energy, there is bound to be a permanent brain damage. Regardless of the primary injury, the brain can get damaged due to secondary insults. There can be bleeding, a person can vomit and aspirate, and breathing might get affected, and most of the times he may be left alone on the road unattended. And the most dangerous thing is that shifting the individual unassisted. Now, whenever a person is unconscious, we must assume, apart from the head injury, there can be a hidden spinal injury which is not seen outside unless we do an X-ray in the hospital. Before that, everybody in the urgency or in the anxiety of helping, if they lift him just like that and put him into an auto or into any other vehicle and bring him to the hospital, sometimes we are doing more harm than doing good. Because if there is a hidden spinal injury, if the neck is bent or the body is bent unassisted, that the fracture can dislocate and the spinal cord can get damaged completely. And once spinal cord is damaged, person can remain paralyzed for the rest of the life. This is something is totally preventable, and it's by proper transportation, assisted transportation, using a spinal board or any kind of a hard board where person can be placed and brought to the hospital, or by an ambulance crew using the spinal board in a proper way, this injury can be totally prevented. You won't believe that nearly 60 to 70% of spinal injuries happen during the transportation. The person will be moving the hands and legs well after the injury, and then by the time they reach the hospital and is paralyzed. This is because of improper transportation.